Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Laker here representing Team JVS. I'm here to give you guys a quick review for What If. I'm talking about Marvel's What If that's on Disney Plus, premiering on Wednesday with their very first episode. This is a non-spoiler review, even though I'm overviewing and over talking about the first 3 episodes that Disney was kind enough to allow us to be able to screen. So first off, I'm going to talk about just the visuals. The visuals for this looked amazing. I am a original fan of Marvel animation, like their Doctor Strange animated movie, their I think they did a couple different Hulk movies, Planet Hulk, and then Hulk Versus. But before that, they also had Iron Man, and then they also had one of my favorites, which was the Ultimate Avengers. The Ultimate Avengers set, to me, a very interesting expectation going into an Avengers film. And I was like, man, I wish Marvel would do animation, because DC has done a lot of animation. The animation for this looks amazing. Off the gate, the very first episode is centered around Peggy Carter in the event that she actually does get the super soldier serum, much like you've seen in the actual previews. And the look, the vibrancy, and it's like a cross between 2D animation as well as 3D animation, where it's like the action moments happen and they are grandiose, they are big, like they're explosive. There's a lot of violence as well, specifically in the first episodes, like because you're going through war, you're going through the alternative what if scenario of the first Avenger, and I thought that they did a really good job of that. The other thing, even with like the second episode that centers around a what if on a different incarnation of Peter Quill, where instead of Peter Quill being Star-Lord, instead you have T'Challa being Star-Lord in the second episode, where it's like talking, like showing from a vast galaxy level of different things. But then the exposure, like they have so many different notable characters, where it's like you think you see Easter eggs in like the actual live action movie, but they ain't got nothing on just even these first 3 episodes of this. And even into the third episode, where something crazy and messed up happens, where some of the, I think some of the animation for some of the characters in the third episode don't really hit with me. I think they could have been done a little bit better. I don't want to say what or why, because the third episode I'm gonna completely leave in the dark. But in all actuality, I think they did a really good job with it. But the lighting, the score, the soundtrack, and I think it was scripted well. Like every single one of these, specifically the Captain Carter, that's all I'm gonna say, episode, I was like, I could easily see that live action. I want to see a live action version of this. Also, this is canon. This, in case you guys didn't know, this is not a spoiler review, but this is canon. Anything that happens, it is also associated to what happens, in my personal opinion. I don't know, I can't confirm or deny anything. The Loki, like the very last episode of Loki, with what happened with Kang, him talking about how the ripple effect is happening with the multiverse. Now you get to see all these different versions that, you know, that are possibilities, but now they're realities at the same time. I was really intrigued by the second episode on a different level from an emotional standpoint. I don't really want to say why, but I think that it was great. I loved truly the second episode. I've individually reviewed each episode, which you guys are going to get a little bit later on, but this is just my overview. I think that the voice acting was really good. The fact that they got some, like Chadwick Boseman, like, you know, some of them I don't want to spoil, man. They got everybody. They got, I mean, some people they don't. Like, I mean, I think that Dave Bautista said that he doesn't play the role of Drax. I think that Scarlett Johansson doesn't play the role of a certain character in one of the episodes I don't bring up. But I do think that the voice acting and the amount of voice actors they got in, they went full tilt for it, which I am all the way for. It adds a different layer to it, which even when I think back to like the Avengers game had the voice actors and had the look and the feel of the Avengers that you know. It would add this on a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? What do I think about the stories in general? Again, I think the stories worked. I think that some of them, I was like, well, the third one, I felt like they needed to handle on a different way. But the first 2, I felt specifically like I'm all the way in. And I think they were just written well. I think they were executed well. Like the actual direction for it worked very well in my personal opinion. So in general, what did I think about What If so far? It's great. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. If you're a Marvel fan, you're going to gush about this. If you are a superhero fan that casually watch Marvel stuff, you're going to gush about it. If you've never seen any of the Marvel films, it does kind of be like, okay, this is cool, it's interesting. But some things in it make you rally behind some of these characters. They do some very heroic and honorable and noteworthy things. But a lot of it, you pretty much have to be immersed as a Marvel fan to really understand some of the different scenarios and how deep and vast cuts these are and how the changes really do flow more fluidly in certain ways than you wouldn't ever thought possible. So in my personal opinion, easily a 9 out of 10. First 3 episodes. You don't want to miss it. I'll talk to you guys later on. Make sure you check out individual reviews. Peace, guys.